Hey y'all, what's going on? This is my first video on the channel that I just started, T Predicts. My main channel is Fun Times with T. I had made prediction videos on that channel, but I decided to separate them and keep Fun Times with T with just make it so that channel skits and gameplay and any other stuff, and make this channel strictly on predictions. So for my first prediction video, I'm gonna predict some, not all, but major ones, or at least the ones I watch, sports leagues for the 2020 season, assuming they happen. Assuming the NBA season gets resumed, and assuming the Major League Baseball season starts up. So yeah, I guess without further ado, let's get on with the video. All right, so I'm using Facecam. Hopefully it works. I tried doing this one time before a prediction video, and I forgot to screen record, so I made sure I was screen recording this time before I started. So anyways, as you can see, predicting sports champions 2020. The first one I'm going to do is NBA, assuming the season gets resumed, as I mentioned. So who I predict to be in the NBA Finals is the Bucks and Clippers. So originally I was going to predict Bucks and Lakers, but since the NBA season shut down, I decided to go with the Clippers. I don't know why, just maybe they have a better chance than the Lakers. I don't know. I don't really know my reasoning there. For the Bucks, I mean, they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. I still don't see anyone beating them. Obviously, last year the Raptors beat them, but that's because the Raptors had Kawhi Leonard last time, and now they don't. So, anyways, who I predict to be the NBA champion is the Bucks in 6. All right, let me explain here. I don't have that much reasoning, so I guess I can't really explain, but I guess my reasoning is that I think the Bucks have a chance. I think people are saying it's going to be either Lakers or Clippers, it just matters who gets there. But I mean, the Bucks with Giannis Antetokounmpo, I probably didn't say that right, sorry. I think they're going to have a real shot, and honestly, no one really knows how the season will get restarted, or even if it will, but if it does, no one knows how it's going to go. And I just think you look at the Bucks, and I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have much reasoning there. Just for why it's in 6, I don't see it going to 7. We haven't had that many finals in the past few years that have gone to 7. It's been a lot of blowouts recently. I guess you go back to Warriors, Cavaliers, one of their 3-4 times they played each other, and the Cavs won that. So yeah, but anyways, Bucks in 6. Don't have any good really reasoning. Just if I had the Lakers and Bucks here, I probably would have predicted the Lakers, but I don't know. Just I think the Bucks are gonna win. That's really all I could say about that. Anyways, moving on to college basketball. This isn't in order how they're gonna finish. Obviously, college basketball, if it goes as scheduled and everything starts on time, it won't finish till obviously around March, beginning of April. So for this one, I did the Final 4 teams, and those teams I predict are Duke, Baylor, Tennessee, and Iowa. Duke, they're a powerhouse. They'll probably get there. I mean, either Duke fails horribly or they do great. I mean, it's one or the other. They either make it far in the tournament or they get eliminated in like Sweet 16 or round of 32, it seems like. Baylor, I think they would have either been to the Final 4 this past year had the season or had the tournament actually gone on. They would have been there in the Final 4 or Elite 8, one or the other. I think they're still going to be good. Tennessee, I think they got better. I think they have a legitimate shot to get to the Final 4. And Iowa, this is an interesting one. They kept their best player, Luka Garza, who was one of the best players in all of college basketball. So, I mean, I think Iowa's a sleeper team, and I think they have a legitimate shot to get to the Final 4. But I think they're going to win the championship. Maybe not. One notable team I left out, I'd say, is Villanova and Kansas. Kansas would have been my prediction to win the championship had last season gone on. Now, I still think they're going to be good. So, my champion I predicted is Duke. I predict Duke to win the championship a lot. I don't know. I don't like Duke, but I mean, they always seem to bring in good people. I don't know exactly who they brought in, but they always get one and dones all the time. They get them a lot. So, yeah, I'm going to predict Duke. Who would play them? Probably Baylor. I would predict Baylor to play them in the championship game. Anyways, the next one is the NFL. And I'm predicting Chiefs versus Saints. Yeah, I think that's pretty familiar. If you saw my prediction video on Fun Times with D, which you probably didn't because it's on a completely different channel, but I made predictions for the NFL season. And yeah, my Super Bowl prediction for last season was Chiefs versus Saints. Nothing's changed for this year. The Chiefs, they're good. I think they're very, very likely to make the Super Bowl again. And the Saints, I mean, they got a little more competition in their division this year with Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski being at Tampa Bay now. But I think the Saints still win their division. I think they win the NFC. For the Chiefs, I don't think they miss a beat from last season. I think they continue being great, and I think they also win the AFC. And I think, they'll probably compete with the Ravens again for the 1 seed, but I think the Chiefs got the 1 seed this time. For the Saints, I don't know if they'll get the 1 seed. Obviously, now with the 7 teams, there's only one bye. I don't think the Saints will get the 1 seed in the NFC. I don't know who will, but hopefully I'm not wrong this time, because obviously last time I predicted the Saints to win the Super Bowl, and it didn't work well for me. Not at all. It worked horribly. I mean, they lost in the first round to the Vikings, so that was a horrible prediction. But hopefully I can turn my luck around, because I'm predicting the champion to be the Saints. Don't let me down this time. You always seem to somehow lose to the Vikings, or you just somehow you figure out how to blow it in the playoffs. Don't do it this time. I'm counting on you. All right, for college football, I did the 4 playoff teams for this one as well. I predict the 4 playoff teams will be Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma, and Florida. Now, I don't really think Florida's going to be there, but for a prediction video, I thought I'd make things somewhat interesting by not putting Alabama in there and putting Florida instead. For Clemson, I don't see any way how they don't make it to the playoffs. I don't see how they don't go undefeated, assuming the season happens and everything goes on plan. I see no way how Clemson loses the game, not in the ACC. Ugh. The ACC is still not good, and obviously Clemson is carrying them. If Clemson wasn't good, the ACC would be worse than some of the group of 5 leagues. For Ohio State, I don't like them. Do I think they're going to make the playoffs? I mean, they figure out how to do it almost every year. You look at who they have. They didn't really lose that many people. Obviously, they lost Chase Young, which was a big one, but they still have their quarterback. I think, who's going to beat them? Penn State? Michigan? I wish Michigan could beat them, but as proven in the past, Michigan has a good season, then they play Ohio State, and they should win, and then they lose because they're not good. Simple as that. Oklahoma, I don't see the Pac-12 getting there. I think last year was their best chance, and they really blew it. Oklahoma, I don't see anyone challenging them in the Big 12, so I think that spot's just going to go to Oklahoma, like it always does. And Florida, that's an interesting one. Obviously, like I said, I could have just put Alabama in there. It would have been, predictable. But I wanted to make things slightly more interesting, so I put Florida in there. Who knows? Maybe they can compete with Alabama. I think Florida will probably make it to the SEC championship game this year instead of Georgia. Maybe a little different change of pace, and who knows, maybe Florida can beat Alabama, especially with Alabama without Tua Tagovailoa. Maybe. All right. Oh, and I scrolled down a little too fast. The champion I predict is Clemson. No surprise there. They have Trevor Lawrence. If they don't win, that will be a very big surprise to me, because Clemson should be the favorite by a long shot, in my opinion. Major League Baseball. I think this season is probably the most... I don't know if it's going to return or not. Probably a little more than the NBA season, because MLB's got a lot of money arguments going on right now, so there's a chance it doesn't happen, but I'll predict it just as if it's going to happen. So for the World Series, I have the Dodgers and Yankees. Dodgers, they've been there a lot. Yankees, they've been there a lot too. I don't really, out of all the ones I'm predicting, this is the one I watched the least, so I don't really know that much about baseball. I have watched playoff games. I've seen the World Series, and I've seen some regular season games. My favorite team's the Tigers, so, they're not good. Anyways, Dodgers, they've been there a lot. They've missed out. And, they lost to a cheating Astros team. So, they could have easily won that World Series. But anyways, I predict the champion to be the Dodgers in 6. Why 6? I don't know. It's just a number I'm rounding with. I almost put 5. I decided to put Dodgers in 6. Yeah, I don't think the Yankees are going to win. I don't know if they're even going to make it to the World Series. Those two teams seemed like maybe the most reasonable. But I think the Dodgers finally get their revenge, and they finally are able to win the World Series after the past 2 times being there, losing it. All right, the final league I'm going to predict is NASCAR. I watched this a lot. I don't know, probably around the same amount as I watch college football, which are definitely the 2 I watch the most. Then it would be the NFL, and then college basketball and all that stuff. I watch those the most. So NASCAR, I predicted the final 4 drivers that are going to be there, because obviously 4 drivers compete for the championship at the end in one final race. In this race, it's going to be Phoenix. It's been Homestead for the past several years. I don't even remember the last time it wasn't Homestead, but it's Phoenix this year. And I don't think anything's going to change. Obviously, the season is already resumed. This is the only one I'm predicting that's actually going on right now. So this is the only one that's up for sure is going to finish. But I'm pretty sure most of these will finish eventually. But anyways, my championship 4 is Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, and Joey Logano. Kyle Busch, he's there every year. No surprise there. Denny Hamlin already has 2 wins. He's definitely looking like one of the best guys at JGR. And, yeah, I think he has a great shot at getting back to the championship 4. Logano has 2 wins this year. I just think, I was going to either put either Joey Logano or Brad Keselowski in there. I went with Logano because I feel like he gets there more. And Chase Elliott, he's never been there, but looking how he's run the past several races, has come so close to winning. He should have won the last 2 races. He really should have. And, I think he's got a real good shot at making it this year, better than any other shot. He's made it to the elite, or it used to be called the elite, the round of 8, like a couple times now, and he's come close, but really has had some bad runs that put him in a must-win situation going in the final race. I think he can really rack up the stage points, rack up the wins going into the playoffs, and Hendrick Motorsports is looking the best they have in the past couple years now. Anyways, my champion I predict is Denny Hamlin. I think he finally wins. He gets rid of the name, the modern Mark Martin, because Mark Martin won the most races without a championship. Hamlin's looking like that right now, but I think Hamlin finally gets a championship. It helps that the final track is at Phoenix. Hamlin won that race, won the Phoenix race last year in the playoffs, and it was the race to get into the Final 4. So I think this year that will definitely help Denny Hamlin, and I think he will win NASCAR 2020 championship. So anyways, hope you enjoyed. That was just my predictions for who I think are going to win championships in 2020 and early 2021. I'll probably do a reaction video to this sometime in about 1 year time, when all these have finished and circulated. Yeah, so I'm probably going to post more prediction videos on this channel, obviously, because it's T Predicts, but probably the ones I'll do is when college football starts up, I'll probably do, I forgot what it's called, ESPN College Pick'em. I'll probably do that again, and that will go on this channel. Those weren't getting that much views on Fun Times with T, so I just removed them. I put them on, unlisted. So, yeah, other than that, I don't know what other predictions I'll do. Probably, when the playoffs come for these leagues, I'll probably do prediction videos for all of them. But in the meantime, until we actually get some sports going, I can't really do that much prediction, so this will probably be the only one for a while now. So, yeah. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to. Peace.